Man, do we have a lot to talk about in today's video. First off, shout out to all the creators who went to Community Day. A lot of you guys did amazing work with the content that you got from Community Day. This video is going to be loaded with a bunch of different information about 2K25 from a bunch of different creators. Some of the creators that I was watching to get up to date on 2K25 was Joe Knows, Grinding, Cole the Man, Kevin Cruz, Koza, and 2K Labs. If it wasn't for these guys, comprehensive breakdown on 2K25, I don't know how I would have been feeling about the game. We about to get into all the details. If any of you guys are new here, drop a like, drop a sub, leave your thoughts and your comments in the comment section below. Let's get to the video.
It's AllCity. Load up that clip.
What's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. To start this video, one of the first posts that I need to review, because this joint was just crazy, I want to pull up this post from Ronnie 2K. Ronnie says, great interview about how the source... Ronnie says, great interview about... Ronnie 2K says, great interview about how the sausage is made with Uncle Demi. Oh, man. Hey, I got to read this off straight. Ronnie 2K says, great interview about how the sausage is made with Uncle Demi. Is that some new lingo, some new young man's terms that I don't know about? Is that how like rich people talk to each other? It's like, hey George, hey Tom, where you headed to? Oh, I'm just headed over to Tim's house to find out how the sausage is made. What in the world? Ronnie 2K straight letting his intrusive thoughts come out. For future reference, Ronnie is the source. The sauce, find out how the sauce is made. You and Uncle Demi finding out how the sausage is made is a whole totally different context. I keep trying to tell y'all, those glizzy hats, they were intentional, and I bet you that was Ronnie 2K's idea. So now you already know in 2K25, you guys are about to see a bunch of sausage caps. Spin the wheel. You guys just won a brand new sausage hat. And I already know a lot of you cupcakes finna be happy with them joints, running around with a whole schlong on your head. Anyway, let's move on. In this video, we're gonna be reacting to some of the key points from some of the creators that I mentioned in the intro of this video. But before we do that, you guys know Uncle Demi was responsible for leaking gameplay this year. A lot of you guys were coming into the live stream thinking Uncle Demi is done for. Me personally, I didn't think it was that big a deal, and also there was a possibility that the whole thing was set up. I would like to reference this public apology sent out by Uncle Demi. Uncle Demi says, I want to address the leaks of my video from yesterday. I take full responsibility for my oversight and deeply regret my carelessness in not double checking my content. I apologize to all creators who respected the embargo. I'm truly sorry for letting you down as a representative of the 2K community. I also want to extend my heartfelt apologies to 2K and Visual Concepts. I truly recognize the immense effort both teams put into launching the game, and I feel terrible for any setbacks my actions may have caused. Uncle Demi, he continues on by saying, my goal has always been to lead by example and to uplift fellow creators. I strive to maintain an open door policy, welcoming anyone who seeks my support. That's who I am, and I'll continue to uphold those values. I'm grateful to my friends and family who reached out to support me during this time. Your kindness meant the world to me. Lastly, to those who chose to share or engage with the leaked video, aware of the potential harm to my reputation, I hope it was worth it. Thank you, and God bless you all. Salute to Uncle Demi for taking ownership of his actions. Ronnie 2K ended up responding to this public apology saying, we get it, it was a mistake. You're good, dude. Basically telling Uncle Demi, stop stressing, it was nothing. Uncle Demi responds with this crying Michael gift. Corey responded to Uncle Demi as well, saying, you're a good dude, Uncle Demi, you always have been. Mistakes happen, and I'm sure those in charge won't hold it over you. Love. Uncle Demi, he responds to Corey saying, that means a lot, especially coming from you. Out of curiosity, what do you think would have happened if it was another creator at Community Day that accidentally leaked the gameplay? Do you think Ronnie 2K and Corey would have been nearly as forgiving as they were for Uncle Demi? Not saying they would or they wouldn't, just curious as to what you guys think. Y'all be sure to sound off in the comment section below. Now, before we get into these videos, reacting to some of the key points that a lot of these creators highlighted from NBA 2K25's Community Day, I jotted down a bunch of notes and I would like to share them with you guys to help summarize what we finna get into. Firstly, a lot of people were saying, hey, there's like 72 takeovers in the game, and Takeover has pretty much changed dramatically since 2K24. The good homie Grinding clarified how takeovers work in 2K25. There are actually only 14 different type of takeovers, but there's 72 ways that you can get to Takeover. Each one of these pathways toward Takeover allow you to increase particular attributes along the way, ultimately activating your main Takeover. Another key point that Grinding shared was that 92 ball handle pretty much unlocks every single dribble animation in the game, with the exception of one dribble animation, the Steve Francis aggressive breakdown combo. For the Steve Francis, you'll need a 95 ball handle. In regards to dribble styles, you guys will need a 94 speed with ball to get the Kyrie Irving dribble style. And that'll be followed by a 91 speed with ball to get the Curry and the Damian Lillard dribble styles, and a 90 speed with ball to get the Trae Young and the Aaron Fox dribble styles. In regards to shooting, it looks like 87 is going to be that new threshold that we should be striving for, at least in regards to animations, as an 87 3 ball unlocks most of your shooting animations. And for you slashers out there trying to get contact dunks, we have pro, elite, small contact dunks, and big man contact dunks. For pro contact dunks, you guys will need an 89 driving dunk with a 78 vertical. And from what I understand, there's no height requirements. For elite contact dunks, you guys will need a 99 driving dunk with a 90 vertical. Small contact dunks, you need a 93 driving dunk with an 80 vert. And by the way, for elite contact dunks, there's no height requirement. But for small contact dunks, you need to be 6'4" and under. For big man contact dunks, you have to be 6'10" and above. And you guys will need a 90 standing dunk with a 70 vert. Some additional key notes: 6-foot builds are the tallest builds that can get a 99 ball handle. For you lockdowns out there, the 6'7" build with a 7'1" wingspan is the tallest build that is allowed a 99 steal attribute. 6'9" builds with a 7'5" wingspan are the tallest build allowed a 99 driving dunk. And 6'4" builds with a 7-foot wingspan are the shortest builds that are allowed a 99 dunk. For you shooters out there, a 6'5" build with the most minimum wingspan is the tallest build that's allowed a 99 3 ball. But keep in mind, these taller builds are not allowed the mini marksman badge, which is going to be OP. And if you're a real shooter out there, you're probably going to be trying to get that badge. The mini marksman badge is only for builds 6'3" and under. One more key note from Spillboy over at 2K Labs: it seems like all wingspan caps have been shortened by 1 or 2 inches. As you guys see in the graphic that NBA 2K Labs shared, a 6'9" build at 248 pounds would normally be able to get a 7'7" wingspan, where in NBA 2K25 6'9", 248, you'll have a 7'5" wingspan. That's the new cap for your wingspan, as opposed to last year where you had 2 additional inches, allowing you guys to cover more space on the court. And these are all part of the changes that help accommodate the new player to court ratio. And now let's get into these video reactions. The first one talking about bump steals from Koza, representing NBA 2K Labs. And by the way, if any of you guys want to sign up for NBA 2K Labs Premium, use promo code AllCity. You can save yourself 20%. Here's what Koza had to say about bump steals. By the way, they look like they're going to be a problem on 2K25.
Next, we found out we couldn't dribble into the defender in front of us anymore like we could in previous 2Ks. The ball handler would either drop the ball or get a fumble animation. We also noticed that this led to a lot of bump steals. Similar to how you couldn't do a blowout dribble into a defender in previous years, now you can't even do a size-up crossover or breakdown combo into them. So the ball physics logic looks to be improved. We may be seeing a few pluck steal animations throughout our time playing, but probably 3 times the bump steals, or a ball handler turning the ball over after dribbling carelessly. This took some getting used to, so be prepared to dribble more carefully going into 2K25. We did also notice lane steals feeling great with the better defenders and a long wingspan. Using Lonzo Ball online felt great when guessing the passing lanes correctly. We also noticed that defensive lateral movement seemed to keep up much easier with ball carriers. I played online with mostly two-way players, but I felt more on top of things than usual with faster lateral movement. This could just be a result of most players not knowing how to dribble or speed boost yet, so we will have to hold off on this final decision of defensive movement being better overall.
I'm calling it right now. Steals, the first thing to get patched, and when 2K does indeed patch steals, the game is just gonna plummet downhill just like 2K24. The way Koza just showed ball handlers losing the rock is reminiscent of the early days on 2K24. And the community went insane about steals, which ultimately led to that patch that ruined the game. I just don't understand why players can't truly respect defense. I believe steals like this are a good thing, forcing ball handlers to make sure that the rock is secure instead of dribbling in a defender's grill. 2K, I ask you, please leave the game alone. Do not patch the game to death. Do not dumb down the game. Do not water down the game. Let ball handlers adjust. They will, trust and believe. Being that a lot of players understand that 2K will bend to their will if they cry out loud enough, initially there's gonna be an influx of crybabies out there. As soon as players in the community start finding ways around the defense and that information starts spreading to the masses, the entire player base will naturally adjust to the changes made for 2K25. So just leave the game alone. Have some trust in your player base to make the best out of this 2K. And CRUZ with 2K Labs wasn't the only one who noticed how effective bump steals are. Let's load up this clip from Joe Knows. I'm gonna pull this up right now. Bump steals.
Wait, did he do a blowout dribble? Oh, he did.
I'll
okay,
rewind
okay.
that in just
Something that I noticed, and if you watch my gameplay breakdown, I talked about it a lot. Wait, did he do a blowout dribble? Oh, he did.
The rock
okay,
on a blowout dribble.
Something that I noticed, and if you watch my gameplay breakdown, I talked about it a lot. The bump steals this year are like really good, but they're also like kind of crazy. It seems like anytime anyone comes close to the ball with their body or their leg or their foot, the ball just flies out of the ball handler's hands. Right there, he did a blowout dribble, so I understand that instance, but sometimes some of the stuff I saw today really didn't make any sense, the way the ball was flying out of ball handler's hands, so that's something to watch out for.
If Joe Knows intends to run the one again this year in the highly competitive comp Pro-Am leagues, and players are getting bump steals like that, Joe knows he's going to be abused in comp Pro-Am. I imagine Joe would eventually make the proper adjustments, but if he's losing the rock so easily, he knows he's going to have to really slow that game down. Secure the ball at all costs. In this next clip, I want to review from Kevin CRUZ. By the way, Kevin CRUZ is an amazing creator. If you guys haven't checked him out, I highly recommend going to check him out. Some pretty in-depth details about 2K25. In this clip, we're going to be covering go-to shots. I'll just let this joint play off and let Kevin CRUZ tell us about
it's that
go-to
nice
shots.
1-2 rhythm dribble into an explosive crossover. This is not the go-to shot per se. This is me being dynamic and flexible and responding to how the defense is playing me. And what makes this
Hey, let me pause that real quick because, we were talking about this in the live stream saying that go-to shots are only going to be as effective as how well this shot canceling allows you to maneuver out of go-to shots. And after reviewing this clip, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to add go-to shots and shot canceling in your bag.
level of dynamism and creativity possible is the ability to cancel out of the shot quickly and at any stage of the animation. So we could previously cancel out of step back jumpers before, but not quite like this. As you can see, as I hold up and initiate that go-to shot, the shot meter comes up. At any point, even before the shot meter comes up, I can interrupt this dribble sequence, giving me a seamless transition from any point of the animation into any combo that I want. 2K25 prioritizes freedom over visual consistency and realism. So as you can see right here,
hold on. That makes my hair stand up. 2K25 prioritizes freedom over reality, the realism that they were striving for before, where normally canceling out of a shot will be a slow, methodical process, which rendered the whole animation completely useless to a lot of players. Where now you're going to see him explain how easy it is to cancel out of the shot. And this clip right here,
it sometimes looks like a palming violation or a double dribble, but I think it's a good thing that 2K25 prioritizes responsiveness. I'm willing to overlook these little details as long as I have that freedom of movement that 2K25 provides.
Yes, I know a lot of us are going to be like, well, that was a travel and he double dribbled or whatnot. But if you're actually trying to move out or cancel out of a jump shot and you end up in an additional animation along with animation that renders the whole setup completely useless, you're going to be frustrated as the ball handler. And I think there's a fair balance where you're allowed, even though it looks like a double dribble, you're allowed to cancel out of the shots when you trigger the cancel option.
And it's that dynamism, unpredictability, and creativity that this system will continue to encourage.
By the way, salute to Kevin CRUZ. That was one of the key aspects that I had my eye on, so I'm glad that he broke it down the way he did to help alleviate a lot of my own personal concerns with 2K25. And to help show you guys how OP shot canceling is, I want to load up this clip from 2K Labs, CRUZ, and what he was able to do with shot cancels. Let me rewind this here. I want to show you guys clear. I'm going to rewind that so we can pull it right up. Let me just move this over here. All right, yeah, let's pull it right up right now. Go back into it. Peep what CRUZ does at Community Day with this shot canceling option that he's allowed with Trae Young. whoop, and he keeps going. He went into a go-to shot, which put the ball behind his back, but he kept going because he canceled out of the go-to shot. Now, if we got a ton of moves like that, it's going to prove to be OP and somewhat of an exploit. So I think, let me go to full screen. I think 2K definitely needs to find a way around these exploits that CRUZ found out at Community Day. And now let's load up this clip from Simply Grinding, breaking down speed with ball, and agility on NBA 2K25. I'll let this
no
joint
more
play
worrying
off.
about 3 or 4 different ratings. When it comes to your speed boost, the only thing that matters is your ball handling rating and your speed with ball. So Grinding, why would I upgrade agility then? Agility this year affects how fast you accelerate and how fast you move laterally when you don't have the ball. So basically your agility rating will affect you a lot on defense and will affect your first couple of steps when you're running without the ball. So for example, if you're going for a lane steal, it affects your burst there. If you're running on a fast break, the first 2 steps will go off your agility rating, stuff like that, but it will never affect how fast you move while you're dribbling the ball. And then finally, just like last year, speed is how fast you move once your agility rating runs out. So again, you're on a fast break, the first 2 steps gonna go off your agility rating. Once that agility rating is done, that's when your speed kicks in. And I will say, I really like this change because depending on what build you're making, one of these stats will matter more than the other for that build, and then you make a new build and another stat will be more important. For example, if you're making a lockdown, agility is super important. How fast you move laterally is super important on a lockdown. But if I'm making a small guard, I don't necessarily need that much agility unless I'm going for a certain badge that goes off of agility. And then honestly, speed is just one of those things that we're gonna have to figure out like a month or 2 into the game. At first, everyone's gonna be safe and have a pretty high speed because nobody wants to be running super slow, which is not fun. But just like last year with the low acceleration builds, I'm sure that there might be some low speed builds that come out so you can get more attributes and make even better builds.
Simply Grinding, giving the 2K community all the sauce. I'm glad that wasn't Ronnie 2K because he would have been out here talking about giving out all the sausage. Remember, Ronnie, sausage is for a different type of community and sauce is what we use here in the 2K community. I would like to load up one last clip of user information from Simply Grinding on takeovers and how they work in 2K25.
Yes, there's 72 takeovers, but really there's 14 takeover abilities and then there's just 72 different ways to get there. So now that you hopefully understand that, the next logical question is, Grinding, what are the 14 takeover abilities so I know what to go for? The 14 takeover abilities are Poster Machine, which makes skill dunks easier, Silky Shooter, which boosts your green window on moving shots and increases your chance of getting an ankle breaker, Marksman, which enhances your standstill perimeter shots, Lethal Layup, which increases your ability to make layups in traffic, Blur, which lets you get past people and drive to the basket easier, Deep Bomber, which increases your green window on deep threes, Spoiler, which gives you a higher efficiency at getting on-ball and off-ball steals, Vice, which is a defensive takeover that makes ball handlers pick up the ball more, Dishmaster, which is a glorified dimer, Rim Guardian, which is basically rim take, Interior Force, which increases the success rate of dunks and finishing under the basket, Blockade, which is basically brick wall, See the Future, which allows you to see where the rebound is landing, aka glass takeover, and last but not least, Deep Post Bag, a toxic takeover that you should never use. I'm kidding, obviously it enhances your post move.
And that was Simply Grinding on takeovers and how they work. You guys got to see every single takeover that's in the game. Keep in mind that there are 72 pathways to get you to the takeovers that Simply Grinding mentioned. That was some of the most useful information that I was able to acquire. If you guys know of additional tips or info on 2K25, please be sure to share it in the comment section below. If any of you guys are new here, drop a like, drop a sub. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.